Ghana have only problem here because they are free agents. That is not the reality. It is a mockery.
So a man who says he's fighting corruption, how can he use land gas to take people's lands and properties from them?
Good evening. Welcome to Omega Live TV, Ghana at 2020 political show. My name is Kofi Kula. Today, we'll be talking about the security situation in Ghana with Mr. Simon Aurigo, who is the head of communication for NDC, UK and Ireland. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Kula.
How is things?
Not very bad. Yourself?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Today we'll be looking at the security situation in Ghana. There has lately been a number of issues about armed robberies and a number of things. In the due course of the program, Mr. Charles Asma, who is the treasurer and also part of the communication team for MPP, will join us. And also we have a number of dignitaries who will join us later in the program.
That's fine.
Simon, looking at the security situation, looking at both the MPP and the NDC manifestos for 2020, who could the voters trust to protect us from armed robberies and security of the country?
Thank you, Kula. Let me start by saying that Ghana is currently in a very difficult situation. As you can see, I am wearing a black shirt and all of that, just to mourn, solidarize, and sympathize with all those who have lost loved ones, all those who've been attacked, and all those who are going through all kinds of a difficult time as Ghana goes through a difficult period of unrestrained robberies, unrestrained attacks, and all of that. And so my heart goes out to them, not just myself, but that of the UK and Ireland chapter of the NDC. We are with them, and we stand with them in this difficult time. Kula, you see, the NDC has done it before and will do it again under the leadership of then John Mahama, and even before that, Prof. Mills. We never saw the kind of things we're seeing today. It's not a doubt in the minds of many Ghanaians today that NDC has a track record of protecting their lives and their property as compared to the MPP. It is a shame and very sad that at the moment Ghana is falling into a trap of lawlessness under the leadership of Akufo-Addo. And so yes, we have done it before. I can't say we did 100%. There were no, I mean, crime will always be with society, but it is the levels of crime and criminality that is the problem. We kept it in check, and we'll do more. I mean, if you look at our 2020 manifesto, we've tabled out a lot of policies and programs that will be implemented to ensure that Ghanaians are safe and secure to go about their daily lives.
So are you saying that looking at the records of NDC and 2016 manifestos, and now, has any changes? Have you thought of things that has happened? Is there any learning from during the NDC time and present time? Yeah,
sure. I mean, Kula, if you look at NDC before the exit of the leadership of John Mahama as president, we never witnessed the daily killings. I mean, Kula, you'll agree with me that we just had a press conference in this very auditorium the last Sunday gone.
Can you tell us a bit about the press conference?
Yes.
And why that press conference?
Yes, the press conference was as a result of the levels of attack and insecurity in our country. I mean, it's countless. It is becoming very disturbing. We're getting phone calls where we're seeing so many things on social media.
Phone calls from where?
Phone calls from Ghana, from friends and relatives and acquaintances from Ghana about daily attacks. I mean, we see on social media the daily robberies. I mean, you know very well the death of of the NPP MP in the central region, Echo Hayford, is the latest one. The near miss on the attack of a municipal chief executive in the northern region. And I am learning as we sit here now that there has been an armed robbery attack in the Ashanti region. And it's just countless. It is for that reason that we thought that there was the need to call on the Akufo-Addo government to do something to protect the lives and properties of citizens. That's why we did the press conference. And Kula, let me just remind you, down the line back, in 2019, your own media outfit, Omega Live TV, we invited you to a press conference, and in that same press conference, we addressed the insecurity situation in our country, even then in 2019. And so you see that it has been a long stretch of our security breaking down, and unfortunately, it's gotten to a crescendo where things are now out of hand. You now have a situation where the president is blaming the IGP is blaming the president, and then you ask, what should the citizens do? Where do they go from here? They're paying people to take care of their lives and their investments and their properties and everything. It's a blame game now. And the buck stops with the president. He's the one we elected to protect us. And that's where we are. And that is why it's so worrying. I'm sure under John Mahama or even under any of the presidents, even John Ajekum Kufuor of the same MPP, we never saw anything like this.
Yeah, the president told the family of Honorable Echo Kwanzaa Hayford, who sadly passed away, told the family to leave with the hope that the police will bring the perpetrators of this terrible killing or crime to books.
Kula, let me tell you something.
And Ghanaians don't need to deal forcefully.
Ghanaians do not need to live with the hope. Ghanaians need practical steps to deal with a situation that is confronting them. Ghanaians don't need hope. Hope does not solve problems. We have elected him. He's got appointees that are in charge of security. They should go to work. He should make sure that he has a national security plan and strategy that is put in place to protect Ghanaians. What are they going to do with it? We saw the murder of other people. I mean, we saw the murder of Professor Bene. They're living in hope. We saw the armed robbery attacks in other parts of the country. They're living in hope. I mean, it's a daily occurrence. What will hope do? Ghanaians don't need hope. Ghanaians need an assurance and action, practical action, that these are the things that he's going to do to protect our citizens. And that is why in the press conference last Sunday, we called on President Akufo-Addo to address the nation and tell Ghanaians exactly what his security plan is and exactly what steps he's going to put in place to protect Ghanaians. What will Ghanaians do with hope? Is it not the same president who says one thing in private and do something else in public? He cannot be trusted.
So are you saying that
because they to speak all these sweet words and tell Ghanaians what kind of hope is that?
The assurances he was giving the family.
Empty assurances. Empty assurances. What will assurances do? His own minister of state and member of parliament was during the registration exercise time.
The president said, has assured the family that no effort will be spared to bring the perpetrators of this terrible crime.
My brother, have you been following what has been transpiring between the president and his IGP? The president is saying that should bring them to books. The IGP is telling the president that he does not have the equipment and whatever he needs to be able to arrest anybody. That investigation is a problem because the resources are not there. That they lack. Today there's a video going. Viral on social media. I don't know that we've seen it. A police person, officer who has been in the service for 5 years, is complaining that they are asking them to go and protect members of parliament, but he does not even have a bulletproof vest. For 5 years in the service, and that his life is as vulnerable as the member of parliament. Following the member of parliament around does not give that member of parliament any protection. Is that the man? Is that the hope he's giving to Ghanaians? What will the IGP do? Is that hope? I mean, typical of Akufo-Addo, yeah? He talks big out there, and in private, he's tacitly urging them to carry on, get the fire on. What does it do with vigilantes?
Because our viewers want to know
what I'm saying is that this is a man who prior to 2016 formed vigilantes across the country. And don't let us pretend as if we don't know. The invisible forces, the Delta forces, the Kandahar boys, the Volta crocodiles and vultures and all kinds of animals that were given names and vigilantes around the country. Where are those vigilantes? Are they not still around? Were they not armed? What are the arms? Arms have fallen into hands of people, youth that were grouped and armed by his own political party. He hasn't said anything. You remember very well the attack of the security liaison officer in the Ashanti region, Georgia J, who was dragged down the staircase, we saw blood all over the place. When they were arrested and taken to court and standing trial and all of that, what happened? They went and attacked a judge. What happened? Is that the man? What did he say about it? Tell me one single statement that Akufo-Addo made since all these things have been happening till now. You had somebody like Kenneth Japon, a member of parliament, coming out and sitting on public TV, telling people that, and telling his party that Kandapa, who is the national security minister, warning him that if he dares touch any of those young people, he's going to make him lose his position. Is that not true or not? Did Kenneth Japon say those things or not? Is that a party that wants to, did Akufo-Addo not hear him? What did he do?
Thank you.
That is what I am saying. Akufo-Addo cannot be trusted.
We will come back to you because Mr. Asma,
he's urging them on. They are his own vigilantes.
Mr. Charles Asma of MPP, who is the treasurer and also part of the communication team, has joined us. I mean, you met someone before, head of communication for NDC UK and Ireland.
Yes, I did.
Charles, maybe someone just tested and said that, is this how you want to rule the country? And can you explain why you are late so that maybe people will know, because they asking questions here.
Right. So are they asking why I wasn't here at the start, or
yes.
why I didn't hear what he said?
No, why he was not here at the start.
Right. No. Yeah. Of course. Nobody will plan to be here later than usual. And much as we want everything to be on the spot, there are certain things that you cannot necessarily.
So you was caught in the traffic.
And therefore, yeah. So
okay.
Just for the person to be aware that you will not deliberately come late, and this is not the first time I've been here, several times, so it's just a one-off.
Thank you.
Couldn't control. Yes.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Looking at both the MPP and the NDC manifestos of 2020, who could the voters trust to protect us from armed robberies and security of the country?
Thank you very much. I had my brother sentimentally express his opinion, and I wouldn't say they are facts, they are opinions. And these opinions are heard of many times. So got into a point where we really want to make sure that when it comes to policy discussions like this, we are very factual. Now, he said that he was, my friend was trying to compare in terms of security and in terms of ability to keep Ghanaians in a safe environment, which government does well. The president has been emphatic, putting himself on the line, saying that I'm pledging personally, committing to ensure that there's peace across board. Now remember, to be able to ensure that this is done, the president with his government ensure that the security forces within the state, the police, the armed forces, and so on and so forth, are well resourced. Now, there is something.
Are they well resourced?
They are well resourced, and therefore they are continuing to do their job. Now, yes, we have issues coming up, and we want to find out why these issues, and could there be other ulterior reasons that government has to pinpoint and pick that up and deal with. Now, you remember the story that came up, which went to court, and unfortunately he was left to go. Mr. Ofosu Ampofo made a very damning statement. He was recorded. He didn't know he was going to be, but it came out. And his statement is quite unfortunate. And the question is, why did he say that? He said, let's plan mayhem. And once we continue to plan mayhem and perpetrate mayhem on important people in Ghana, the ruling government is going to be confused, because people will then be attacking the government. What's going on? So
you're talking about...
So, yes.
You're talking about NDC.
I'm talking about the chairman of the NDC, Mr. Ofosu Ampofo.
Yes.
Now, he was caught on tape. The matter went to court, but for whatever reason, he has been he's still
Are you linking him with these things happening, armed robbery, and all this?
There's something called culpability. You see, when something happens and we are trying to find direct cause or a link, we look at people who are, call it suspicious. Why would they be suspicious? Because of their demeanor, their behavior, what they say, what they do, and what they intend, the motive. And the motive was that let's plan attack on people so that Ghanaians will blame the government. And it could be robbery, it could be kidnapping, it could be this, it could be that. And they have succeeded in doing that. Now, are we saying they can't do it? They can't do it because he, in a meeting, secret meeting, echoed that and empowered people. You see? Now, what I'm so surprised about is the opposition NDC, and my brother here is quick to say that the government is doing nothing about this and that. But it is, I'm here to hear the opposition NDC saying anything about what has been happening in the Volta region regarding the secessionists, those who want to form a government within, want to form a nation within Ghana. In the Volta region, they have not said anything because it inures to their benefit. They are gaining or they are benefiting from that misbehavior. But when it comes to whatever is happening generally and the government is dealing with that, they are quick to comment. Now let's look at, he said that the NDC manifesto has made provisions for security and all that. Now, I go here. The NDC manifesto, as part of the point, says that we want to tackle vigilantism, we want to disband vigilantism, we want to do this, we want to do that. The question here is, have they attempted to deal with the matter in the Volta region by the secessionists? No, but they are the ones saying that we are going to deal with all these things. Now, let's now compare what the government, under the leadership of His Excellency Nekuado, has been doing. Now, we are talking about policy in terms of security. If we go to the security policy that the government has, the government started looking at upgrading the narcotic and illicit drug detection capabilities. And that is the policy. What has the government done? Training the capabilities of the security forces, upgrading them, and giving the K9 unit and other apparatus or resources that they need to be able to deal with these aspects. Now, in terms of security, even Professor Bernard that my friend talked about, the incident, unfortunately, that he talked about, I'm sure he's aware that people have been caught. Those who were, who are more or less, let's call them suspect at this stage. 4 people have been arrested who are being charged for being part of those who perpetrated that mayhem against the noble professor. So, what the government is doing is that government wants to protect every citizen. Government wants to make sure that the security forces are working. And that is why the president himself has charged the security forces that let's make sure that we are working, or make sure that you are working to protect the ordinary Ghanaian. So government is doing what is best. We all have to come together and mind our utterances and deal with things that people say.
But as you are aware, in just over, call it 5 weeks now, over 5 cases of robbery and assault targeted at political party executives and some government officials have been recorded. We have Member of Parliament for Infansiman Eko Kwanzaa Hayford, who sadly was attacked and alleged highway robbery. Then we also have MP for Takwa, Meroku Duke's family, who was attacked with a cutlass. His family was attacked with a cutlass. Then we also have in Ashanti region, EC boss attacked and robbed at gunpoint. NDC youth organizer shot dead by unknown gunman at Procedure. And then we also have NDC executives in Ashanti region. They were robbed, where 4 were injured. And only on the 9th of October, a fuel attendant known as Emmanuel Kwartin was shot dead by armed robbers at a Shell fuel station in Accra around 2 a.m. on Friday. What is going on here, Mr. Asma? In your view?
Yes.
In your view,
yes.
Are these sanctioned attacks or are they random attacks? We will come to you, Simon.
Right.
Thank you.
It is disheartening to see what is happening in Ghana with the motive that government will be blamed for what is going on, even though individuals are behind the scenes trying to fuel and cause this mayhem.
I think at the moment, most of the finger pointing is going towards the police.
Well, but of course, the police has to be running after, to be dealing with and all that. And of course, the police has been empowered to do what it ought to do. But you see, it's also up to everybody. Because if we are all minding our utterances, if politicians mind what they say and not to fuel or recruit people to cause these things.
Are we not living in a free country?
We are living in a free country, but we also in a country where people just talk and say anything anyhow, knowing that they will go scot-free. And when they are dealt with, their supporters will come in to them, demonstrating against the right thing being done so that those things don't happen again. And you see, so that is the irony of the whole situation. But government is
talking about vigilante, because I want to understand. What
I'm saying is that you are asking, why is all this going on?
Yes.
Or why are all these things going on? And I'm saying that it's sad to see these things going on. And it's also ironic to see individuals and politicians who know the right thing to do and have to incite peace, or rather inciting violence, charging people to go after people so that government will be blamed for that. And I'm still pointing finger at the chairman of the opposition NDC. Yes. What he said is what is bearing fruit. And I'm yet to hear that.
The case is still in court. It's been going on.
Yeah, the case is still in court. But so what shows that what is going on is not the aftermath of whatever they have planned. Because he said it. He said, 1, let's plan. 2, let's discharge mayhem. Let's bring untold danger to people, both politicians and individuals, so that the government will be blamed for it. That's what he said. And that is exactly what is happening.
Hold on, caller.
That is exactly what is happening. So now my friend is blaming the government. Everybody is blaming. You are blaming the government. Everybody is watching, blaming the government.
I want to hear from you.
And that is, So what I'm saying is that the government is still resolved not to give in to anything all the is going on, charging the police to make sure that they go all out. That is why the police has even pledged 20,000 Ghana cedis as a ransom for whoever is able to provide information leading to the arrest of the murderers of the honorable MP. So this is what the government is doing. The government will continue to be steadfast and resolute to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian is protected.
Then you mentioned about other MPs or other politicians or dignities or other Ghanaians themselves, that they are the ones doing it,
No, what I'm saying is you have politicians inciting the youth,
the youth to go and
recruiting people to go and do things.
But you have evidence of that.
But that's what he said. So he's culpable. And that's why I mentioned the word culpability.
Okay.
So if you say something and something happens, you are directly involved.
I want to know what Simon will say about that, but let's
I don't think he has anything to say.
Thank you. Who is calling and where are you calling from, please? Good evening.
Good evening, Kula. It's me, Audusan Ivambel, Deputy Secretary.
Oh, hello.
You can Untitled Chapter.
Thank you. Yeah.
I would like to say good evening to all listeners, and also well done to the panel and the host in the studio. And I would like to say a very big well done to Simon and the communication team.
Thank you.
And to the point, what the NPP chap was saying, I think that
Mr. Charles Asma. Mr. Asma.
Mr. Asma was saying doesn't make sense, and it is rather illogical. Currently, NPP is in power. You are empowered to govern, not to criticize. If you are empowered to govern, government security is very important. If a government in power decides to make the armed forces useless, the police service useless, the immigration useless, by arming thugs like invisible forces, and those thugs, criminals, arm them so that they will go out and create mayhem in the country. Then you come and sit in a studio and try to tell us that Chama Ampopo said this or said that. What didn't MPP, even from President Akufo-Addo, what didn't they say in Ghana? Canada, Japan, what didn't he say? What didn't most of your people say? They feel violence. They practice violence. We all saw what happened and what is happening currently in Ghana. I can tell you that Ghana is today one of, if not the most unsecure country and the most dangerous country in West Africa. Look at what is happening in the country. Even today, any of us going to Ghana, one of the things that we think about is the security of our family and ourselves going to Ghana today. Journalists have no say. You talk, then if they do not chase you out of the country, your dead body may be found.
You want to wrap up, sir? You want to wrap up for us, please?
Ahmed Swala. We saw what happened to Ahmed Swala. We saw journalists being chased out of the country. Even citizens criticizing this government do so at the peril of their lives.
Thank you very much.
This is the government that Ghana and Ghanaians should make sure that come 7th December is kicked out. Nana Addo is not fit for purpose.
Thank you.
Leave the thing for a better government to come and give Ghana its good name. Otherwise, the Ghana that we all cherish will be gone.
Thank you very much, Simon. You heard. Thank you. Simon. You heard everything.
That's fine. Thank you, Kula. You see, the aura around President Akufo-Addo is not a peaceful aura. All die be die. This is the candidate and now president.
Asma is blaming Ofusu-Ampofo.
Don't worry, we'll get there. This is the man who goes around saying all die be die. This is the man who travels to the UK and urges his party in the UK to put pressure in Ghana because it will cause something to change in Ghana. Everything about President Akufo-Addo has never been peaceful. Even how he won his presidential candidature bid within his own party was not peaceful, it was violent. How they attacked the supporters of Alan Chairman thing is still something that is out there that we all know. Akufo-Addo as a president had all these people and he's provided them all the ammunition and everything that they need. Is it a surprise that they are attacking Ghanaians and he's pretending as if he doesn't know where it's coming from? But you see, when he says that it is coming from the opposition and is the position that is causing all this violence, he's actually saying that his government has failed because his government has all the institutions of state to deal with every crime and criminality that goes on in that country. And so they have no excuse. President Akufo-Addo and the NPP government has no excuse. In fact, they have got the largest number of security appointees ever in under the Fourth Republic. 10 of them, if not more, including the one who called you last week here, Adoye. Yaovi Adoye.
Yeah, he will be calling today.
Head of security at the Kotoka International Airport. Arms are being imported into Ghana. I am sure you are aware, you've read on social media, the 436 arms guns that were imported into the country.
Yes.
And they are finding ways to claim them. Before that, they were already arms that were imported into the country earlier on. Do you remember? And so, Akufo-Addo and the NPP government, you remember a letter that was written by the Central Regional Chairman, and I'm sure you're from Central Region. So, written by the Central Regional Chairman of his party.
If he's
no, I'm telling him. He's Mr.
Are you from
either Central Region or Central Region or Central Region or whatever. No, so that you know better. But let's go. I'm saying that Robert Kunte, the Central Regional Chairman of the NPP, in the letter, and I know you still remember very well, and listeners and viewers still remember very well, the letter that was written by him to his party constituency chairman, that they should form vigilante groups at the constituency levels, and they will be armed, and they're going to send the list to Accra, so that monies from the state through district chief executives, municipal chief executives, and ministers will be allocated for their training, so that they'll be armed, so that they protect the ballots during election. These are all facts. We're not talking about opinion. It is about something that happened that is there, that can be verified. You know, and so everything that this government has done, we've seen videos. Remember, Manasseh Azura Winnie who did a video, who did an expose on the training of vigilantes at the castle, militia in the city or something like that, if I remember very well, which led to him having to flee Ghana to go and seek a refuge in South Africa because they were after his life. It is only under Akufo-Addo's government that when you talk and you say something that has anything to do with the government that you feel they're not happy, you have to, the next minute you have to flee for your life. That is a country that Akufo-Addo has built for us. Let me tell you something. You see, one thing that they have done and which they have failed is that to try to tag, because they are violent in nature, to try to look for ways to tag the opposition party and what do you call it? And shut them up.
Hold on, caller. Yeah.
And it is just a way to muzzle the opposition. You are sitting here, you are telling us that was one powerful tape and all of that. Why are you not in power? Who is it? Me who go? We are arrested for example. We've had enough evidence. Is for some person not walking around. You took all his phones and everything. You went to his house, ransacked it, did whatever you want to do. Is that not? Is that a lie? Anytime you see the man, so they come up with all kinds of excuses and all kinds of ways just to intimidate the opposition, so that they are not able to go out and campaign. It is an intimidation strategy by Akufo-Addo. I have told you he has intimidated his way through to lead his political party and to become a president. He intimidated Ghanaians by forming vigilantes across the country so that they can vote for him to become president. He told us that all die be dying, and if he doesn't win the election, Ghana will become like Afghanistan. That is the man you are dealing with. And you are saying Ofosu-Ampofo. Is it not a shame that you are sitting here telling me that Ofosu-Ampofo did whatever he did? Why is Ofosu-Ampofo walking around? Why is he not behind bars? That is a job we paid you to do. We didn't pay you to allow criminals to be working free. If you truly believe that you have evidence so concrete against Ofosu-Ampofo, I dare you not to allow Ofosu-Ampofo to walk around. Otherwise, you have failed. You can't play with it. But Kennedy Japan, who incited people and told on live TV that he knows Ameswali, he knows where he lives, he knows how, until then people didn't even know how Ameswali looks like. It's only the name we see read, Ameswali. Whether he's pink, green, blue, we don't even know what it is. It was their own Kennedy Japan who came and said that he put a bounty on his head and said, if you do this, I'll give you this. Less than a month, Ameswali was killed. That is the man who the MP died. He went around and told us that when the man who was working with the MP said that, when the robbers attacked, they said that, it is because of you guys that we are politicians that we are suffering, and then unfortunately killed the man. Kennedy Japan went to the house of the murdered MP and said that, this is not an armory attack. This is a murder thing. So I know I can get to the bottom of it. What does Kennedy Japan know that the rest of Ghanaians don't know? What has he been doing? Who planned to kill the MP? If Kennedy Japan believes that there was no armed robbery, who does he know something about it? Because in every single murder, the government or the leadership of the MPP, Asma's government, have a hand in it. It came to the murder of JB Dankwa, and Kennedy Japan was there. It came to Ameswali, and his name is prominently there. It came to this Hayford. And he's telling us that it was not a robbery, it was a murder, an assassination. Can they tell us, can his government tell us who are the people behind the murders? Why are they killing people? Why are they intimidating Ghanaians so that they don't go out and vote? Ghanaians should be free to go out and intimidating Ghanaians.
Who is intimidating when you say why are they? Who are they?
People in government. People in government are intimidating, are using all kinds of vigilante boys that they recruited to intimidate Ghanaians. The names are there. We all know the names. We all know the names.
Okay.
You know the names. I know the names.
Mr. Asma, we have a call. We will come. All right. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, caller. Good evening. The caller can't hear. Sorry, Mr. Asma.
Thank
the
you
former
much.
president have said something recently, which was 2 days.
Can I just rebut one or two things?
Okay, the caller is back again. Right. I think he was having hearing. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, caller. Yeah. Sorry, who is calling? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Oh, hello. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hello. Who is calling and where are you calling from?
Your viewers. Yeah, my name is Becky.
Oh, Becky. Yeah. Hello. Good evening, Becky.
Good evening. I want to say,
Your phone
good evening
is not straight. Maybe you need to stand somewhere that the
Can you hear
reception-
me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say good evening to your cherished viewers. Good evening to yourself. And I want to salute my boss, Simon. And then good evening to Mr. Asma. I just want to make a contribution to the topic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Asma, you know me because I engaged you the other time about the Ejapa. You see, you are not forthcoming with truth. You are making all forms of allegations that you cannot even substantiate. Now, when we look, it started at Akufo-Addo, even when he was the opposition, they were in opposition, and he was the leader. Look at all that went on. That acid was poured on one of their chairmen in the northern part of Ghana. What did they do about it? And they wrongly accused the wrong person. Now, this insecurity that is going on in Ghana, we have their own Hawakumse, who was brandishing guns during the just ended registration of voters registration. What did they do to her? You see, Akufo-Addo is not showing any leadership. And you are sitting there and saying that Mr. Okosan-Kwakwe was caught from he said this and he said that. Come on. When they came to power and they recruited all those vigilante groups, look at what they did in Ayawasu West Ogun. It was just a by-election. Look at what they do to the people who are not armed, who are going to vote. What did they do to them? And then when they set up a committee and they brought the response or the findings, what did Akufo-Addo do? You see, he is an epitome of violence, Akufo-Addo. That's what he did. And so he's not showing any leadership in making sure that the people of Ghana are safe. Meanwhile, when he was born into power, he vowed and he made a promise to the people of Ghana that he's going to protect them. What do we see?
Yeah, thank you.
Someone was saying,
Becky, can you wrap up for us, please?
I'm wrapping up. When people were caught, they were being trained in the castle of Osu. And then Manasseh Azure did an expose. What happened to him? So when we are talking about security, they should come again. They have failed totally, and they have to accept it.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was before.
Thank you,
Sister Becky came on. Yes. What my friend sought to say was that the president is not peaceful. Now, the most peaceful president, or he's among the most peaceful presidents that Ghana has ever seen. Why do I say so? Any president, 2012, seeing that he's been visited with daylight robbery in terms of election rigging, would have just incited people and told people to do whatever they wanted to do. But he decided to follow the law, for the law to take its own course. So for 8 months, he went to court and allowed the law to have its way to decide what the next course of action is. So if this is not someone who is peaceful, how do we define peace in the first instance? I'm sure the flag bearer of the opposition NDC, Mr. John Mahama, I'm sure would have found it difficult to wait for 8 months. He would have just allowed his people to do whatever they wanted to do. But His Excellency Nana-Addo said, look, it's not about taking the law into your own hands, but it's about allowing the law to take its course. So he waited 8 months. And even when he realized that he could go for appeal, he said that, look, if that is what the judges are saying, let's leave it there. I will wait. And he always says, he always says that the battle is the Lord, and he allowed the Lord to fight. Now, come back to other issues. He says that, look, to be able to demonstrate that every Ghanaian ought to commit to peace, I will start with myself. And I want to make sure that I charge myself and I charge everybody so that election 2020 is peaceful, and is peaceful as always.
The former president is saying that he's urging the government and the security agents to do more to protect the people. Mahama is urging President Nana to deal with the growing spate of violent crimes and what is described as shameful robberies in the country. And he should wake up and do more. This he came out yesterday. Are the government not doing enough already? Is that why the former president is asking him for him to do more to ensure the well-being of the citizens?
Thank you very much. I'm sure the flag bearer of the opposition, NDC, is telling the security agencies to up their game. What the government has to do is to provide the necessary support, the logistics, motivation, making sure that our security agencies have what it takes to be able to do their job. And now, I'm sure you and I are looking at what the next line of action will be.
Mama is saying it's very shameful. Shameful robberies in the country. And he's accusing Nana to do more.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that what the government has to do is already in place. Government's job is to resource the security agencies. Government job is to allow the law to take its course. Government job is to ensure that individuals who bring issues have their recourse dealt with. I don't think you expect the president to go roaming about fishing for people. What the government has to do is what the president has taken the initiative to do. First, he said that, look, I'm charging the police force to go all out, first and foremost, starting with Professor Bene, and 4 of the corporates have been apprehended. And that is a sign of good faith. The president has also charged the police force to go all out again and ensure that the murderers of the late Honorable Hayford are apprehended as well. And to ensure that this is done, the police force has given a ransom that 20,000 is there for anyone who supports this. And that is to every Ghanaian. But you see, I come back to the point. I'm yet to hear the flag bearer of the opposition, the presidential candidate of NDC, Mr. Mahama, complain about what happened in the Volta region. The secessionists, what they were doing,
can you lower your radio, please?
Destroying properties, causing mayhem, endangering lives and property.
We never a number of calls are coming in. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Who is calling? Where are you calling from, please? Mr. Uslecha, can you speak up, please?
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Kulas, do you remember when Takrady, first of all, I'd like to thank my boss, Sam Harrick, and thank you so much for your good work for the NDC UK and Ireland chapter. What I want to say is, do you remember when the Takrady girls died, or when, like, missing, yeah? Nana Akufo couldn't even send them as they couldn't go and see the family, yeah? But when George Floyd died in US, you saw Akufo, the president, send a message to the family back what do call it in US, and they celebrated George Floyd's funeral using the taxpayers' money. Mr. Kula,
what evidence do you have for that one?
But what is the point here? There's no point. I don't think it's making any point.
Can you allow me to finish? The insecurity and the Akufo is bad. John Dramani Mahama left Ghana peace and security. One last word is Akufo Woyako Kraboni. I repeat, Akufo Woyako Kraboni.
Why are you saying that, Mr. Uslecha?
Mr. Kula,
why are you referring Nanado as a Kraboni?
I'm sure so. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Look at the insecurity. Look at what is happening. Did he like what? Did he implement Iowa's or in short recommendation? Did he implement it? Did he do it?
Okay, thank you.
So I repeat,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Asma, if you want to wrap up.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap up so that my brother will have a turn. To be frank, I mean, I don't think Mr. Acha was making any point at all, for want of better word. I don't think he was making any point. Because there was no head and tail of what he said. What he's saying that the president is Akukraboni.
No, that's not what he says. He said that when the Takrade girls got lost, were missing. The president Akufo-Addo could not go there to condole with the families, and then they had a funeral for them who died in America. And so, if you cannot care for your own citizens at home, so the public gimmick and the hypocrisy.
And therefore, so let me continue. I heard what he said.
So don't say he didn't make a point.
And therefore, the president is Akukraboni. Now, what I'm saying is that I'm sure he would celebrate everywhere if the president happened to be a family member of his. So that to describe the president as Akukraboni is rather unfortunate. And I mean, coming from Mr. Achao is rather unfortunate. But I'm sure he didn't mean it. So I forgive him. The point here is that he's saying that the president did not
to wrap up, because you've been talking.
Look, what shows that the president did not visit? Exactly. Just as you asked him, he couldn't substantiate. So let's brush that aside. But the point we are making here is, there are issues in the country in terms of security. We're all witnessing. Has the government taken action? And the answer is yes. What has the government done? The government has resourced the security agencies to be able to do their job. The president himself has committed to ensuring that this is done.
Thank you.
What we have to do is to ensure that all parties, including the opposition parties, come together to ensure that this fight goes to the core.
But here we are. Mama is saying that Nana needs to do more.
But that is where
it's very shameful for this. But let's take this point. Who is calling and where you calling from?
Never condemn what.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Kula. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
But he never condemned.
What did he say?
Who is calling and where you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel, and I'm calling from Ireland.
Hello, Emmanuel. Yeah, go on. Go ahead. We heard everything, right. Emmanuel.
Yeah, I did indeed. Thank you very much. It's good that we have such a topical issue to be discussed this evening. You know, national security is something that must be of a concern to every Ghanaian. And the safety of the country determines how much people will be able to come into the country and then invest.
Hello, go. Oh. Good evening. Who is calling? Where are you calling from?
My name is Becky.
Yeah, Becky. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, Becky. Yeah, you heard everything.
Yeah. I still want to say this. You see, Mr. Asma, he is sitting here. He feels safe in the comfort of his home. He can go anywhere here in the UK. And I'm not disputing that there are no challenges here in the UK. But you see, since all this insecurity thing started, have you heard Akufo-Addo come and make statements? And you know, Mr. Asma, you know, in this country, the Prime Minister will come and address the nation and tell them, and they will have the security in place. And like we said, all the governments that have come, it is only Akufo-Addo who has got a lot of security ministers, but he has nothing to show for it. He has nothing to show for it.
Okay.
When people of Ghana need assurance, they need to feel safe to go about their daily activities. Members of parliament need to feel safe. You know, human life is not something to toy with. And yet, this man is going about, and you are telling, has Akufo-Addo come out to talk about what is going on in the Volta region?
Thank you.
Has he? And when they call a meeting, the security minister rather went. He didn't attend the meeting. He rather followed the president to Ashanti region. Really? Are we serious in Ghana?
Okay.
Are we serious? And Akufo-Addo thinks he's serious. He lacks the energy. He lacks even that, I don't know what to say, to even fight the security issues that is going on in Ghana. They have failed. They have completely failed the people of Ghana. And Akufo-Addo is unfit to be a president.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Becky. Simon.
Yeah, fine.
The former president is saying that he's urging Nana-Addo to deal with the growing spate of violence and what he described as shameful robberies in the country.
Very shameful. Kula, Ghana is known to be a peaceful country within the sub-region.
Hold on, Kola,
we are actually an example of democracy and peace. Unfortunately, under Akufo-Addo, violence has almost taken over our country. And like Becky said, we live in the United Kingdom here, and here in the United Kingdom, if anything was to happen, remember the 7/7 bombings? Tony Blair was in a G7 meeting. I don't know if you still remember, it's still so fresh in my mind. He came out of the meeting, as soon as it was announced that this thing has happened, came out of the meeting in front of Downing Street and made a statement to the nation. Number one, he calmed down the country and assured them of their safety. Number two, he sent a strong message to the criminals that they have nowhere to hide and they'll go after them. And then number three, the security agencies were asked to do what they were meant to do. In less than a short time, all the people behind all those attacks were apprehended and dealt with. That is what a leader does. In the United States of America, I remember George Bush, when the 9/11 bombings happened, and you remember the famous statement, you are either with us or with the enemy, but not both. I don't know whether you still remember that. But that was a statement that he made and said that they will go after the people who did the 9/11 attacks. And that's what a leader, what has Akufo-Addo said so far? Apart from hiding behind social media platform to type on Twitter, what has he done? Well, because you see, like I've said to you, this is a man who he has not got the strength to come out, because behind the shadows, he's probably thinking, well, I will struggle to come and condemn these things because, my hand is somewhere. I don't know, but the government not doing enough already? The government is not doing anything. It's not even enough. It's not the government. The government has recruited vigilantes. Today, our security agencies are packed with party young people who were Akufo-Addo's vigilantes in opposition. Double is one of them. Like one of the callers said, Double, the short commission came out with a recommendation that Double should be punished. Has Double been punished? Have you heard Akufo-Addo say anything about the short commission? The very commission that he put in place to investigate the Ayawaso violent attack, has he done anything about it? It is not that Akufo-Addo himself is somebody who cannot even confront the issue. Kenneth Japo is walking around. Has Akufo-Addo not heard about all the things that have been said about Kenneth Japo? And I am saying that I read a copy of the 2016 manifesto of Asma's party, now in government. I read it to you. Invigorate highway patrols to combat highway robberies and reduce motor accidents and killings on our road. Improve current police visibility arrangements by strengthening community policing. Are there any community policing in Ghana today? No. Are there any patrols on our highways today? No. You remember in our press conference Sunday gone, we called on the president to make sure that there's increased visibility on our highways, patrols, making sure that's what John Mahama did when he was in power. They used to be, and I'll give an example, that if you're traveling from Accra to Kumasi and from or whatever to the north or whatever going, they made sure that 2 policemen accompanied the public transport to Kumasi, and then they left you and went back. Another set of police people accompanied you from until you got to your journey. And so people were sure that there was somebody on hand in case anything happened. None of that is happening today. Let me go on. And Asma knows that these are all failed, and these are things they put on their tracker and say they are doing. And these are all lies. I'll read another one. Protect military lands. Anyway, I know we're not talking about lands today, but you know the land grabbing that's going on, all the issues, and the land minister himself has had court complaint. But let's leave that. Building 2 prison service hospitals, one each in the southern and northern sector of the country. Are there any police hospitals built? No. John Mahama expanded the Ghana Police Hospital in Accra to 104 bed hospital. John Mahama built the Kumasi 500-bed military hospital, which they came nearly almost complete and they abandoned. I am saying this is their manifesto, their 2016 manifesto. If Asma one, he can go and read it.
Well, Mr. Asma was reading it.
Regulate small arms. Regulate small arms sales and sales activities in the country. Today, small arms are everywhere. They are not only importing small arms; they are importing AK-47s.
Are you saying that the government is the one importing them?
I am saying that in our country today, there is the importation of arms and not even small arms. AK-47s. pistols and all of that, and you know it and I know it,
Yes,
and it's not an opinion. So I'm saying that is a record of Akufo, that is the failed record of this government. And you can say whoever, but let me tell you, the security of the state, the buck stops with Akufo-Addo. He is the president of the country. If anything goes wrong, he's the one who holds responsible for. If you have appointed ministers and you decide that their primary job is to follow you around the country in your tour, in your campaigns, and not to protect the people of the country, then that is the choice you make. And that is how you decide to use the resources of the state. But it is this level of pettiness that has gotten us to where we are today. It took former President Mahama, now candidate Mahama, to tell Akufo-Addo that he needs to take action on whatever is happening in the Volta region. And I hear my brother saying it severally about the Volta region. And so that's why I'm making the point that it took President John Mahama to tell Akufo-Addo that he cannot sit down and watch what is happening in the Volta region and allow the country and that region deteriorate. What was Akufo-Addo's response? He said that he doesn't want to panic. Is that true or is not true? It's not an opinion. That's a record. Opinion. He said he doesn't want to panic.
What is the record?
That is the president. That is the president of Ghana telling Ghanaians that he, the president, who is supposed to protect them, does not want to panic. Today, Ghanaians are panicking, and Akufo-Addo cannot be found.
Thank you. Right. Who is calling and where are you calling from? Sorry, Mr. Asma.
Hello, Kula.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening, sir. This is Citizen calling from Edmonton.
Oh, hello, Citizen. Long time. How are you?
Yeah, I'm cool, Kula. Thanks.
You heard it all, Citizen.
Yes, of course. I've heard the gentleman Simon. Is that right?
Yes, Simon,
okay,
Mr. Simon Awarigo, head of communications for NDC UK and Ireland. Yeah.
I saw how passionate he was about when it comes to security. Anyway, Mr. Asma, this Citizen, you're doing a very good job. Look, Kula, you know my background. When it comes to crime, just like fuel politics, I don't think any politician or who has got something to tell Ghanaians as to near Ghana for EP wouldn't be drumming these sort of incidents. It's so hard as if it's never happened. Look, under NDC, John Mahama Atamers, it is their era in Ghana. And the fuel stations above 5:30, no one feeling car above 5:30. You can't because armed robbery became so rampant that they were entering into people's homes. So when it comes to crime, I don't think that we should do politics about it, just like fuel.
Well, Citizen, no, I just want to say, because you are part of communication, that Mahama is saying that Nana-Addo to deal with the growing spate of violent crimes and what he described as shameful robberies in the country, and he should do more to stop it.
Well, that's exactly my point. And him and his boss, the late Professor Tabners, may God preserve his soul, a year almost time, during their time, I'm telling you, say, Kula, above 5:30 in Ghana, no one fele kaya, you won't get fuel. Everywhere in Ghana, armed robberies everywhere. Almost filling stations. It became so rampant, the armed robbery, but yet it's a petty crime. So you see, these crimes are not going to stop today, are not going to stop tomorrow. But in any case, if we want to play politics about these crimes, you better go to the doorsteps of NDC straight away. Because of our chairman, we said they cannot match MPP when it comes to development of the country. Said they are going to do these things. He said it. The case is in court, so I don't want to delve into it so much. The case is in court as we speak right now. And everything on that table is what they are executing now. You see, Ghana development, let's go on record by record. Now, just tactics here, government now unpopular. The government cannot be unpopular based on these crimes. It's going to go on. It doesn't matter, president or but crimes are going to continue. But yet, Bisaya who said, is the government resolved to make sure say crime because I will tell you say yes. How many helicopters and a president I procure your friend said the police service to make sure that they can work and work efficiently. That is a president who is committed to peace in the country. Look at CCTVs. The whole of Africa. This is Europe. Nobody CCTVs being mounted across the streets in the country. And yet an effort to make sure that crime will be detected. My in fact Abuche and to Ghana. Abuche Krana said the Kula we say with them who commit crime within a space of a period. No.
Thank you, citizen. You want to wrap up for us? You want to wrap up for us, please.
So wrapping up, no, I'm saying the crimes are also under NBC. We can't recount under them. And the Garisiku na Yekuno March 226. And yet under NDC or Hine Ekokuno. I said don't katia krum or Hine Ekokuno. Under them one kasa DC you go try and one office. So you see we shouldn't politicize crime.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Citizen Yadasi, thank you.
So, Mr. Wa, politics are already here about a year and no any security of Ghanaians.
Thank you.
The government is fighting it and fighting it hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Asma, we go on, because someone said the Ministry of Interior has agreed to provide all members of Parliament, all MPs, with police bodyguards. Oh, this was said yesterday with immediate effect. Now, the question is, are these killings across the country only related to MPs or all citizens? What measures are there in place for the protection of ordinary citizens of Ghana?
Thank you very much. And just as my friend Susan said, this is a policy area that
we will let you continue. Please, let's take this call. You don't mind, please. Who is calling? Where are you calling from, please? Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kula.
Yeah, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Mary.
Oh, Mary. Hello, Mary. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir. Yourself?
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, just to say a very good evening to all of you in the studio, and to commend my boss and my in-law for a very, very, very good job done there. He's actually exposing Akufo-Addo and his insecurity that is happening in the country. Mr. Kula, you know what? Insecurity started when Nana Akufo-Addo took over power from John Dramani Mahama.
How?
That's why I'm coming. You give me a chance.
No, you have 2 minutes, Mary. Please, you don't mind, because now we're giving everyone 2 minutes, so
they're taking all the time.
You don't mind.
So if you had allowed me to flow.
Okay, go on, man.
Without you interjecting.
Okay, well.
Thank you. So now my 2 minutes starts now. This insecurity, see, when President Akufo-Addo became the president, that was when we had these invisible forces and these Delta forces. Look at what they did to this Nanka Bruce man. Look at what they did to this man that Nana Akufo-Addo appointed at Kumasi. Look at what they went to do at the court. Chased away a judge in the court. And all these things happened under the nostrils of Nana Akufo-Addo. He never came out to say nothing. All because Kennedy Japan came out to say if they dare touch these boys, he will reveal their secret. He will come out to tell the whole country how they won the elections. And because of that, Nana Akufo-Addo had decided not to talk. When these Takoradi girls got missing, what happened? Nana Akufo-Addo went past Takoradi to Azim. Nana Akufo-Addo never said nothing. When his own nephew, J.B. Dankwa, got murdered in his own house, what happened? Nothing, no investigation has been done up to today. Even though this sexy dum-dum guy, it keep on hammering it, that he was contracted to go and kill this man by Kennedy Japan and Nana Akufo-Addo. Up till now, nothing has been done. No investigation has been conducted. And here we are. Now you see, Kennedy Japan came out to say just yesterday that this murder case was a contract killing. Who killed the man? Why can't he come out to tell the good people of Ghana who actually killed this man? rather than them talking about things that they don't know. And Mr. Asma, I don't blame him, because you know what, Nana Akufo-Addo has made their job so difficult that when they go to the studios like your one, they can't even tell the truth. They are all blindfolded with party colors. So instead of them to come out to tell the truth, that hey, what is happening? It is not good. At the end of the day, we are all Ghanaians. Ghana first before any political party. That is what MPP people should know. That Ghana first before any political party. So when you come out, the fact that you belong to that party doesn't mean that if something is not right, you have to keep quiet and still support. Keep quiet and still say that what the government is doing is right. Come on.
Thank you, Mr. Ashman.
Thank you very much. I'm sure my sister is aware that she's not being fair to the government, because the government has taken action. Now, she's saying that if it's about the country, because security borders on the country's development, so we have to put party colors aside. But she's the very person echoing Akufo-Addo. I thought she was being decorous.
Hold on, Kola.
Be objective. Okay. Anyway, let me point out some of the things the government has done, because he couldn't see what I was expecting him to see from the manifesto. Now, we are looking at construction of 320 housing units for the Ghana Police Service, which is still ongoing.
Are you looking at
now? We are also looking at the armed forces, 250 housing units. It's all about motivating the forces. Now we're looking at the 3 helicopters procured for the patrol within the airspace for the police force. $100 million military housing project across the garrisons in Ghana. Now, on and on and on. Now we're looking at maintaining peace and stability, and you are aware, until recently, Ghana was adjudged the most peaceful country within the sub-Sahara, and comparison from the previous. Now, it's unfortunate.
For the purposes of our viewers,
when was that?
When was it, so that they'll be able to know?
Okay, so the point I'm making here is that we have what we call peace index. And the peace index is just like other index that determines countries' ranking. And this time it's about countries' ranking within the security front. And the index for Ghana comparatively was higher in the recent times until the issue of killings.
If you don't mind me asking us.
Now the killing, what we are saying here is that nobody is saying what is going on is right. So the question is, has the government taken steps to ensure that this is quelled? And I'm saying yes. The president has taken action himself, has spoken. He said that what has the president has president come up to say anything? But somebody mentioned, I think it was you, that, and I was going to say that the defense minister came back before talking about the support for MPs, addressed the issue of what is going on in the country and what is going to be put in place, starting with the MPs. And you mentioned, should this only be for the MPs? Yeah. And I would say no. But you and I know that matters of, when the MPs are not well protected,
we're giving them police, so they're going to have bodyguards. Well, what about ordinary citizens who are
that is why the president is charging the IGP and the entire police force to ensure that the resources available are used to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian who will not be able to have the support or the opportunity that MPs have can be protected. Now, this is the point where all of us have to come together, putting our party colors aside and condemn unnecessary utterances, utterances that will fuel mayhem, danger. Because when you say things like that, people take advantage and cause things. And the person to be blamed will be the government, because it's already been said that whenever we do things, the first point of blame will be on the government.
Thank you.
So the government continues to act, and the government will continue to act. Regardless of what people say, government will ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian is safe. Okay, 2020 election is going to be free and fair, and every Ghanaian will be safe enough to be able to go to the polls and cast a vote. And every Ghanaian will survive. Now, I'm sure the police will continue to ensure that, just as they have apprehended those who were part of the murder of the Professor Bene, that of the MP will also be followed through. But somebody talked about the late JB Dakwa and the
we will come to that.
All right, if we come to that, then
Thank you. Okay. Good evening. Who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Good evening, Mr. Kula.
Oh, hello, Mr. Malik. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And good evening to Mr. Wargo and my brother, the MPP gentleman. What's the name, sir?
Mr. Charles Asma.
Asma, yes.
Mr. Asma. Now, Mr. Asma, did I hear you say Ghana was adjudged the most peaceful country in Africa? Did you say that?
Asking your question, Asma, I want you to say again.
No, finish your point. And if I have to rebut, I can rebut.
No, you see, look, you are on air, you are on a television. I just wanted to know where that report is coming from. Look, you see, what we are hearing about now, about the killings and all that, they are just high-profile ones. How about the ordinary ones that are killed in the remote areas?
Exactly.
How about those ones? We're just talking about the high-profile killings. Now, I'm sure you are not coming from any city. You might be coming from a village. You are not worried about people who are being killed in the villages. The insecurity. Mr. Kula, how many ministers do we have in this regime? Majority of them are in the security sector, and we thought we would have been safer. We have the Interior Ministry, which has the minister, he has 2 deputies, and the IGP is there with the police. We have the Defense Minister, and we have a deputy. We have a national security minister, and we have 2 deputies. Come on, with all this, Ghanaians are so scared to come out. And you want to defend this?
Thank you, Mr. Malik. Thank you.
And before I go, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, when an MP was murdered, the president did not even make a statement. He only went onto his Facebook wall to just put something there. Come on, how insensitive can this gentleman be?
Well, Mr. Asma will answer that at some point.
He has no.
Thank you. He cannot answer. He's not the president. He can't answer that.
No, but at the end of the day, he said. So why were you asking? He's talking to me.
We are not safe. That's it.
Yeah. You said you made a statement about something.
And he thank you, Mr. Malik. Yeah, Simon. Do you think what is going? The question is: are these killings across the country only related to MPs or all citizens?
What measures are there in place? There's a general state of insecurity, be it MPs, whoever. Every Ghanaian's
MPs are getting bodyguards.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm saying that. Remember in our press conference again, I keep referring to your press conference because these are things we picked up even before now.
Hold on, caller, please.
No, you want to pick him and then.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
You begin to Sule, Mr. Kula.
Oh, Mr. Sule, your phone, your network is not that well. You want to?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, another MPP serial caller.
All right, can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, Mr. Kula, thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening. Is everything okay, Mr. Sule? Our number one viewer and listener.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I would say good evening to you and your 2 guests in your studio, especially to my NPP representative, Mr. Asma. Mr. Kula, I think NDC has tried to play politics with everything. You see, I don't know where, I think they don't have anything to tell Ghanaians. Auntie Mary came to tell us that JB Dankwa was killed and nothing happened. I think she has forgotten that JB Dankwa was killed under John Dramani Mahama when John Dramani Mahama was president. You see, crime is crime. It can happen. But the question is the government doing something to protect the citizenry? The answer is yes. Criminals will always think ahead of the authorities. They always come up with their own strategies. So crime is a crime.
And don't try, the NDC should not try to use this unfortunate incident to try to politicize it. It's so insensitive of them. If they don't have a message to tell Ghana, they should just shut up. After all, they are losing the election no matter what. NDC
no amount of intimidation will make Ghanaians fail to come out to vote.
Ghana is the second safest country in Africa as we speak today.
By who?
Botswana is number 1. Ghana is number 2. Mr. Kula.
Asking by who?
But who did that? Where did you get the source? Where is the source of your information?
Global Peace.
So that our viewers will have an understanding.
You can Google, just Google 10 safest countries in Africa in 2020. GPI ranking. GPI ranking. Ghana is second. Look, here, let me just give you the list quickly. Botswana is number 1. Ghana number 2. Zambia 3. Sierra Leone 4. Tanzania 5. Madagascar 6. Senegal 7. Namibia, Liberia, and the Gambia.
Mr. Sule, today your phone is not that well. Today, you know, it's not that good. Yeah, it's not that good. Yeah. But thank you very much for your contribution. We will hear from you at some point. Thank you. Mr. Sule from South Africa.
And don't let them bully you. Don't let the NPC people bully you, Mr.
They are not bullying you.
Don't allow them here. Thank you.
As far as tell you about how we bully him, who can bully him?
Yes, Samuel.
Thank you very much. So, Asma was saying that, they are looking at doing this and they're looking at doing that. They've had 4 years.
No, we've done it.
145 billion. Can I just carry on?
I just want to correct
that's why you
we have done it.
Yeah, let me
say this. Asma said they have done it.
Asma said, we're looking at doing it. We're not talking about what you're looking at doing.
Hold on, caller, please. Yeah, go
it is only the dead who does not look at doing something. Every living being is looking at doing something. We're talking about people are dying. What have you done? Or what are you going to do now for us? And so it's not what they're looking at doing. I'm saying that. And then the citizen said under John Mama, people were sleeping at 5 o'clock. Tell citizen, if he's listening, and I'm sure he's watching us, that we didn't just drop from Pluto. We know what the security situation was under John Mahama. And we know Ghanaians know what the security situation is today. And so he can say whatever he wants to say just to make his government look good. We know what it is that Akufo-Addo has failed. But let me say some of the things that we have done and now we're going to do, and then we have a manifesto. We're in opposition. And let me just address one thing that the caller from South Africa said. JB Danko-Addo was murdered after a said meeting with President Akufo-Addo and Kenneth Japon and some members of the then opposition party had finished around early time of the morning, and they had gone into his house and all of that. It is said that a white car was spotted and all kinds of things, and so the man was murdered and all kinds of stories, and we all know the story. So in the end, the long and short of it is that a few months elections were done and NDC left office. And so the point Mary is making is that, as he said, if crime has no expiry date and they took office, we expect that it should have been investigated and then whoever the criminals are punished. Is it because it's too close to government? Something is too close? Because we're hearing noises, and the noises seem to be too close to powerful people in government. Is that the reason why nothing is being done and all of that? You know? And so that's a concern. But what we did under John Mahama, talking about retooling the Ghana Police Service, a lot of police cars were given to the Ghana Police Service. A lot of modern gadgets for policing were given to the Ghana Police Service and all of that. And so John Mahama did so much. The police for their help.
Are these cars and all these things
they're still there? Yeah, they're still there. Of course, they're still there. And the records are there, which we can verify. It's all on Ghana Web and everything. You can see the ceremonies and everything. And the police hospital, just to take care of their health as well, the police hospital was expanded. The Accra one was expanded into a 104-bed hospital. They brought in modern equipment for like intensive care unit was built with all the machines and everything. Quite apart from that, we have promised in the People's Manifesto, and when we went round, and I'm just going to give you a few of them. Some of the things we will do are disband Akufo-Addo's militia, which are lurking around and causing problems and causing all this mayhem in the country. They will be disbanded. Reopen an inquiry into the Ayawaso West Wagon vigilante situation, where a member of parliament was assaulted and all of that. And then also there will be a university for security and intelligence. there'll be an university where, because one of the problems is that some of our officers may not have all the technology and all the expertise that is needed to investigate. In fact, today I was reading something from the IGP's spokesperson, and they were saying that they don't have enough trained detectives to investigate cases, and so that could be some of the reasons why we have this situation still going on. And so one of the things that the NDC will do is that we'll make sure that the Security and Intelligence Act 256 will be activated and made relevant, that a university will be built. And we are good when we say we'll build the university, we'll build it. It's not surprising that we say we'll build a sports university, and I heard Akufo-Addo saying he wants to build a sports university. I just asked, have they thrown away their manifesto and now they want to come and share our manifesto with us? They're welcome to do so, but that's one of the things we'll do. And also, there will be engagement of community police service who will be patrolling our communities and assuring Ghanaians of their safety and all of that. Also, the police driving school, because some of this
is not happening already.
It's not happening. It's not. Kula, we are seized with a national emergency. Our lives are at risk. People are dying.
What is the emergency here?
People are scared to go out. I was listening to a nurse who lived at, I said this at a press conference, who lives at Ankase, near where the NDC people, officials were attacked when they were campaigning. The nurse is saying that anytime she's commuting from home to work, she's scared. And anytime she's commuting from back home, she's scared. And so that is a state of fear that is in people. We're saying that we'll give them community policing so that police will be visible. You see, one of the things of security is that visibility. So police will become visible in our communities. Kula, we go to Ghana. We know what Ghana is. I live in some part of Ghana. There are no community police people. I remember under Kufuor and under Mahama, there were community police. And Asma will agree with me that under Kufuor there was community police.
But the today are still there.
No, today there's no community.
Still there.
My brother.
When was the last time you went to Ghana?
Let him wrap up.
As early as 12 months. There are no more. Yes. And also, there will be President John Mahama under this manifesto. The NDC has also promised that we'll build hospitals. Like in the Bolgatanga, there will be a military hospital. In Ho, there will be a military hospital. And this is something he said again when he went around, went to Ho. There will be a police hospital there, built and make sure that it's taking care of people. Quite apart from that, there will also be, there's a training center in Palugu for it's for people who go around seeing how they gather information, like detective and all that kind of thing.
We will let you continue. Let's take this call.
I'll take the call. Yeah, take the call.
So, sorry, who is calling? Where are you calling from, please? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, caller. Hello?
Yeah. That's fine.
The report today suggests that, I will come to you, Mr. Asma, that shops remain closed in Sandama.
Sandama,
Upper East in protest of high robbery incidents in the area. Now, the people there and other parts of the country are asking the authorities to find lasting solutions. Sorry, let's take this call. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Kula.
Oh, it's Becky again. Becky, how are you?
It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already heard the whole, Becky.
Yeah. I just want to make a comment about what Sule from South Africa said. You see, when they are saying that we shouldn't make security politics, it is political because any government that is being sworn in, you are sworn in and you make an oath, you swear an oath to protect the people of Ghana. You swear an oath to protect. So we will make it political today, it will be political tomorrow, because whoever is in charge, yes, people are saying that. I will not dispute the fact that even during Mohammed's time, there were armed robbery and cases. You remember this man, Kofi Boachi? Look at the excellent work he did. Where is he now? Where is he now? That is what we are saying. You see, we need a leader who will be able to stand and protect the people. And they are talking about this GPI what index. Come on, this is for people who are traveling, and it is talking about the tourism aspect and everything. When we are talking about security, we mean business. So Sule, or whoever he calls himself, and the MPP should know that we are in a state of insecurity. And this is very serious, because when Ghana is not safe, it affects our neighboring countries. When Ghana is not safe, our friends, our families are there in Ghana, and they are sitting here. They have been blinded, like Mary was saying. They have been blinded by party colors, and they are saying, no one is saying, even here in the UK. Every day the security are working.
Thank you, Mary.
Part of terrorism and other things. It's everywhere. But we are talking about leaders should come up and then show leadership to protect the people of Ghana. These people who went into the court about the judges, the judge who they rushed, the judges said were not prosecuted. They were not interested. That is what we are saying. You are not showing interest to punish people, the perpetrators of criminality.
Yeah, thank you, Becky. Thank you very much. You want to wrap up,
yes.
Simon? Yeah, the people of Sandema, Sandema and other parts of the country
live in fear of their life.
Yes, exactly. And they are asking the authorities to find lasting solutions.
Exactly.
What are the lasting solutions as suggested by the people of Sandema?
Yeah, so we're saying that it's not just happening even at high-profile levels like Member of Parliament. All of these are ordinary community local people.
This is the Upper East, Navrongo, that's side.
Sandema close to Navrongo. Yeah. That's people, ordinary people who cannot even go. Their shops remain shut. That's people's livelihood being endangered. That's what security does. It affects the economy. It affects everything. What they want is that they want like visibility. They want a police system that is able to respond. A police system that is able to respond to issues when they arise. And so if something is happening here, within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you should call a police officer, and police officer should be able to arrive on scene and do whatever they need to do. There's the need for them to be sure that when they go out at night, they can return home safely. Presence of security officers. They are not seen. Like I said, there's no community. When there used to be community police officers patrolling the communities and all of that, it was safe. You walk around and you see police people, you feel like, wow, Charlie, if something happens, there's somebody there to protect me. Today, there's nothing like that. You're on your own.
Hold on, caller, please.
Because Akufo-Addo thinks that it's better for them to pack his vigilantes and go and put whatever he wants to put them, use them for whatever he wants to use them, than protecting citizens.
Are you saying Ananda is going to pack his vigilantes?
I am saying that, of course, Invisible Force, Delta Forces, Kandahar Boys, Volta Crocodiles, I can go on and on and on. They've attacked police installations, they've attacked judges, they've attacked... What are we talking about?
They come to the vigilantes later.
We know them. So let me just wrap up quickly. What I'm saying is that if President Akufo-Addo can... And that's why we promise in our People's Manifesto that we'll make sure that the professionalism of our security services is returned back. All these vigilantes that have been planted in there will be removed. I am even scared for the life of the MPs that they say they're going to give, police protection. I hope he's not going to give some of his vigilantes to go about taking information from MPs and passing to him and say they're protecting them. So that's even another cause for worry. Because when I heard that, I was like, okay, I hope they give proper people who went through proper training and were selected properly, and not some of his vigilante boys who have been drafted into our police and army. But take your call.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Kula. This is Citizen again.
Hello, Citizen. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Simon.
Well, you heard it all.
I've heard it all. Kula, you see, this very election, 2027 December, it's not between a candidate that has not been a president before. It's between a candidate who has been a president before. And we saw under him the crimes and the troubles Ghana faced. And a current president, Akufo-Addo, who has delivered on his promises. So someone should not be talking as if we don't know the man that they have been. Fantastic ideas he's talking there, but ask him, when John Mahama had the opportunity, was he able to do all these things? The answer is no. So you see, I've already said I thought Simon was going to take a cue from my submission. No, crime will never stop. Kula, does he remember what happened in Kalensi? Can he remember what happened in Chepone and Akotia? And I mentioned to be in Kwanta South DC, Peter Kojo Kenyensu, in 2014. He was murdered in his own office under John Dramani Mahama and Akamirs. Gary Shigo na in 2010, in 2016, just like the caller from the other country said, J.B. Dankwa was murdered under
Mr. Sule from South Africa.
South Africa. J.B. Dankwa was murdered under the NDC under John Dramani Mahama.
But we left office. What did your government do? What has your government done so far?
Konkomba Market. Do you remember Konkomba Market? People were murdered, cold-blooded under NDC. You understand? Look, Fulani herdsmen, it came to a Asante Achim. They couldn't go to their farms. Look, they should stop politicizing crime. Kula, I've said it, and I'm saying it again, that can we be sure of our security in Ghana come December 2020 and beyond? The answer is yes. We have a president who is committed to the peace of the country. Thank you. Simon, find something better to tell listeners than what you are saying now.
Thank you, citizen, Mr. Asma.
Yeah, thank you very much. What I want to say is that...
Well, you heard everything.
Yeah, I heard everything. And my comrade Susan has added to the...
you guys have started...
Hold on, please. Now what I'm saying here is that when it comes to policy debate, this is the point where we all have to come together.
Said it's not your comrade.
They're stealing everything from us, so it's fine. You can also steal comrade. They're stealing Okada, they're stealing university, so they're still comrade. It's fine.
Let's continue. So what we are saying here is that we are not talking about flimsiness. We are talking about policy objective matters.
Yes.
And one of them is security. Has the government done anything about ensuring the peace and security of the Ghanaian? Yes. 15,000 community police officers were trained to go out there and support the community effort. Now, he said that under the former regime, there were a lot of community police officers here and there. Where are they now? Anyway, I'm sure they went away with them. But the point we are making here is that the government is resolved to resource and motivate the police force and the entire security agencies to ensure that the airspace, the land, the sea, every part is well protected. But we are looking at homeland security. And this is where the government is charging the police force to rise up to the occasion. This is not time to do blame game because NDC has no clean hands anyway to say that they, when it comes to security, they do it better. There is nothing we saw under their regime. But what we are saying, do we still have things to do in terms of, is there room for improvement? Yes, there is room for improvement. And I do agree. Is the government doing anything to ensure that we improve? Yes, the government is doing something. Government has taken the initiative. President himself has taken initiative to say that, look, let's ensure the peace of the country is upheld. What do? We are charging the police force to go all out and ensure that there's visibility. That is, and now when people, for example, what happened in the water?
So in the Upper East,
yes,
where the people said they are closing shops, the people of Sandama, they're saying that they have closed shops. You know, they say they're not opening their shops until they find lasting solutions.
So when people feel that the police force ought to do something to improve and to enhance their security and their peace, of course, one of them is whatever they have done. And I'm sure the security apparatus in terms of IGP and his team are taking action to support that. And of course, the entire country. So I'm not going to say that what they have done is not right. Everybody wants to ensure that we see much better support for the ordinary Ghanaian.
Someone also mentioned about vigilantes in MPP. What is your views about that?
Yeah,
is there any evidence?
Well, what I'm saying is that there is no clean hands anywhere. Because when it comes to issues of vigilante and information, news about vigilante here, vigilante there, NDC has vigilante, MPP has vigilante. So I'm not going to debate him on that. The question, what can we do? The president came out to say that, look, let's have a resolve.
You're not going to. So are you agreeing with what he's saying?
What I'm saying is that he's saying that.
But it's fact, isn't it?
What he's saying that there's. I'm not going to sit here to say there's no vigilante. But you cannot sit here to say there's no vigilante.
Where are they?
Okay, you cannot sit here to say there's no vigilante. What are the hawks?
Which hawks?
Yeah. So okay. So you see.
Which
so, okay, don't worry. So what we are saying is that there is no clean hands.
Why did they attack?
Your hands are not clean. So what we are saying, the president came out to say that, look, let's have a multi-party approach to dealing with vigilante. Because when it comes to all the parties, the major parties, MPP, NDC, there's upspring of vigilante in terms of protecting this, protecting that. But the president said, no, this is not the way to go. So there was multi-party action, affirmative action, to disband all groups. And also to ensure that when there are issues, we all get up, we all stand up and fight it and defend the ordinary Ghanaian. But if we are going to be resolute to ensure that the Ghanaian is protected, it has to cut across board. So the president has taken the initiative. The police and the security agencies have been resourced.
I'll let you continue. Hold on, please. So who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, it's Malik again.
Oh, Mr. Malik, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kula, I have to come back because one Sule called from South Africa. And in fact, I'm so disappointed in Sule. Sule is a Dagomba man. And Mr. Sule,
do you know him?
He's a Dagomba man, yes.
How do you know he's a Dagomba man?
Okay, let me finish my submission first.
Thank you. Go on.
Now, Sule is a Dagomba. The last regime before this present one, the last government, the last MPP government before this one, a king was murdered. Yeah? And you know how it happened? The lights of the whole town went off. Armored vehicles that were meant there to keep this king safe because there was a situation. They couldn't move. All the military guns were seized. MPP is known for this. There's a track record. Look, peace came back to Yendi. If Sule is listening, he should listen carefully, that we know all that. Peace only came to Yendi because the people there were fed up and they just wanted to have peace. It wasn't because Nanado went there to do anything, extraordinary. Sule knows this, and Sule should know that he shouldn't be speaking. He should be the last person to be talking about
the
it.
Peace building, John Mahama was even
I'm so disappointed
to do that.
in him.
He decided not to do it before he left office, so nothing to do with Akufo-Addo.
So he should come back again and talk about peace.
Who do you want to come again, Sule?
Let me add, Kula, let me tell you, and at that time, the son of that soil was the interior minister. The son of that soil, where that king was murdered, was the interior minister. The lights went off. Military and police, MOAS, their vehicles seized. And what's Sule talking about? He should sit down there and never talk about insecurity.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Asma. Yeah,
no problem. So what we are saying is, and he was trying to run away, but it was under this same
Mr. Sule
government.
Didn't take long before he came back. Sorry, we will continue.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Sule.
Yes, Mr. Kula.
I heard everything.
I am extremely disappointed and disgusted in Malik. You know, these NDC people are so hypocritical. You know, they don't have a message. You think he's making reference to what happened in the north. The genesis of our problem in the north was caused by Chama Rawlings. He distilled, I don't want to get to the details of what happened in the north. It happened when Rawlings was the genesis of the problem. But look, let me not even waste my time responding to such garbage. Because what he said is a lie. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came and made sure that there is peace in the north. Many people were not responding to the effort that the president was putting. But finally, they agreed because he managed to convince all sides. So we give him the credit 100%. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo brought that peace in the north. Yes, I'm a Dagomba, 100%, left and right. I'm a pure Dagomba, and I can tell you the genesis of our problem was caused by the NDC. Now, let me talk about what the NDC gentleman in your studio said. He made mention that we have groups, vigilante groups in the NPP. If there's one political party that has sanctioned vigilantism, it is the NDC. Mr. Kula, NDC sanctions vigilantism. And he conveniently refused to mention Azoka Boys. Azoka was the regional chairman of NTC in the northern region. And he single-handedly founded Azoka Boys. That is why they are bearing his name. And they still exist until today.
Yeah.
Kanda was formed later.
Thank you, sir.
Because Azoka Boys they were doing all sorts of criminal activities in the north. So Kandahar Boys were formed so that to counter them, to stop them from the rubbish that they were doing.
Mr. Sule, Simon have a question for you. Simon have a question for you. Simon have a question for you. Go on.
Okay, I'm listening.
Sule, I am very happy that you said Azoka Boys are boys that follow Azoka. Who is the chairman, not the real chairman of our party. That's fine. I want to ask you one thing. Can you point me to one violent act that, because it's not a crime to have people following, because politicians have supporters and followers and people who love them. So that's fine. So I want you to point me to one thing that Azoka Boys have done that is of a criminal nature. Just one, please. And be honest about it. Don't lie about it.
Do you remember your former interior minister who said violence begets violence?
No, that's not what I'm asking you.
It was Azoka Boys, sorry?
No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you one thing that Azoka Boys that you're now talking about former
I'm
interior
telling
minister.
you, there was an incident that happened. There was an incident that happened. Azoka Boys actually traveled to that part of the north because there was a by-election. And Azoka Boys went and attacked the MPP.
Sule, I am from the Upper East region, so and who you are talking about, don't even say anything that is not true.
When the MPP raised the issue, the interior minister said, violence begets violence. Azoka Boys have been traveling
that is not true. That is factually inaccurate. That's not true.
In fact, they are terrorists.
No, that's not true. That's a palpable lie, Sule. Sorry, that's a lie. But you know what your vigilantes do, isn't it? I mean, you saw when they attacked the police station. You saw when they attacked Nanka Bruce at the presidency when Akufo-Addo was seated there. You saw all that.
Oh, Sule,
that's fine.
Okay. For us to
Hi,
continue,
I'm Bixby.
Okay,
You're
so,
telling.
for me, we are thinking about ordinary grain and ensuring that there's peace in Ghana, as the president has committed to.
Because of time, let's move on really fast as well.
Sure.
Ammunition was found recently. This includes 436 pistols, 26 packs of 50 pieces of ammunition, and one piece of pepper spray, and a number of things. The question is, who is behind the importation of these pistols and ammunition into the country?
Right.
And why has the authorities not given updates about those behind the shipment in the public interest?
Right. Today's date is 14th.
Yes.
On the 12th, there was statement by the port authorities and the force in the area.
They didn't give their name.
That they, well, you asking who is responsible. They have said that they are investigating. They have confirmed that these items have been seized. They are investigating, and very soon report will be made as to those behind this. So if you ask me today, within 2 days, 12 and 14, today's 14, who is responsible, I don't think that's what you meant, but I just want to point it out to you that the police force in the area has started investigating, and I'm sure in due course we'll get to know who's behind it.
Okay, thank you.
Kula,
the importation, yeah.
Thank you very much. Let me just, before I go on to say that this is what our president, I'm reading this from one of the news items from Ghana, WhatsApp news. Akufo-Addo piles blame on Ghana police for security breakdown. Are we in doubt if Ghana security has broken down? The president is blaming security forces. Is he not the commander-in-chief? Did not swear an oath to protect citizens, all citizens of Ghana? And on the issue of importation, Asma is trying to run away from the issue. If somebody imports something to a country,
I'm being factual.
If somebody imports something into a country, they've got the importer's name. Somebody was meant to clear the item. It's got the clearing agent's name and their details. Okay, and so don't let us even. It's going to be another cover-up. Why is it? Is it by another powerful person in government? Is it another way arms imported towards the elections to intimidate people so that they don't go out and vote? It is like Akufo-Addo is bent on winning this election, come rain, come shine, even if he has to intimidate all Ghanaians so that they don't come out and vote.
And there's somebody
it is not right.
Even when the election was rigged
because,
in 2012,
you see, when my brother sits here and talk about elections being rigged in 2020, I laugh. You know why I laugh? MPP never recognize elections to be fair until they have won. The only time MPP recognize elections are fair is when they win. Let me remind Asma of something. In our history, in our political history under the Fourth Republic, no government has ever won with a minority seat in parliament. Every government that has ever won the presidency have always had majority seats in parliament. Ask him how many parliamentarians did they win in the 2012 election that he thinks that they won the presidential elections. They had a minority seats in parliament because the voting pattern in Ghana has always been that about 98% of voters who vote for a parliamentary candidate will normally vote for the same presidential candidate as well. And so if you have minority seats in parliament and you come and say that you won an election and the Electoral Commission come to declare that this person won the election, you take it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court declares that this is the person that won the election, and you still come out here and say that Akufo-Addo was nice. Why? Is Akufo... What? Are Ghanaians meant to allow Akufo-Addo to do whatever he wants because he's Akufo-Addo?
Two more.
Is that what Asma is telling me?
Yeah.
They lost the 2012 election. Earlier they get that into their head, the better. They lost the 20 and it's out there, very solid. They lost the election. We lost the 2016 election, and we're not making noise about it because we got minority seats in parliament, and we know we lost the election. We're not even contesting it because we lost the election. They should learn to accept defeat.
All right. Well, it's not about the defeat. The point we are making is somebody who has shown credibility.
He hasn't shown credibility
when it comes to peace.
Because he even went that way to go to court over an election that he know he lost.
Let me finish.
That's how violent he is.
Let me finish.
And that was when he formed his vigilante group.
This is somebody who, even in the face of intimidation, he said, "Look, let the law take its course." 8 months he waited until the judges gave their verdict. And even when it was just so clear that he could go for appeal, he said, "No, let's leave it. After all, if it is the will of God, Ghanaians will give me a chance." And so be it. It happened. The battle is the Lord.
So what message do you have for
the message? The message is to not just the youth, every Ghanaian.
Because what the saying is that it has come out that a lot of MPs, dignitaries normally pay bribes to youth to vote for them or give them gifts and items, and people are against that. So what message is there for the youth in terms of the youth? Because what we are saying is that many politicians pay bribes to youth to intimidate others to win.
All right.
What can be done to stop these terrible acts?
Thank you. When it comes to giving money, we saw quite recently that candidate Mahama giving money to people even when he was on tour. And it was so obvious. This was it. Now, passing people to here and there. But what I want to assure the youth is this. Look, if somebody gives you money to go and vote, understand and have your personal conviction that, look, this is me and this is the only opportunity I have. Nobody can come and grab your thumb to go and thumbprint anything for. It is up to you and you have to know. So that when people come around giving money, you have to have your conviction. But when people are accepting and they come around to question, that is where we have to all understand that, look, let's not allow politicians to dictate the pace. Because when they give the money and we don't accept the money, they will know that we are dealing with objectivity. So what I want to tell my fellow Ghanaians and my youth out there is that let's remember that we have only one Ghana. Let's remember that we are voting people who will come in and perform, just as the president who is performing. The security, we have cause to worry in terms of what is happening. But the president has assured that, look, we are going to get to the bottom of this. But let's all come together. Let's put our sentiment aside and work together. There's no clean hands anywhere. And I don't think EDC or my brother will say that, yes, we can do it better. But we all have to come together and have one resolve. And the resolve is that just as we continue to resource the security agencies, they will continue to work for the peace and security of Ghanaians. Now, we know that we have work to do and we are going to work. But I want to assure every Ghanaian that come 2020 December the 7th, there is peace in Ghana, and we're all going to enjoy the peace to be able to have
thank you very much, Kula. Money influencing elections in our country is getting worse, and if that's one of the areas that former President Rawlings has always been worried and complained about, the monetization of our democracy and our elections, and so it's a matter of concern. But isn't it shameful that Mr. Asma will tell us that President John Mahama was going on a campaign, was sharing money? For your information, that vile propaganda will not fly. President John Mahama was giving out face masks that were that had his pictures and everything on there. It's very funny and very laughable that anybody in their right mind would think that President John Mahama, a candidate, will go out there and be throwing money to people. That's very shameful for anybody to think like that. But Ghanaians who are watching us and saw what he gave. He was giving out customized face masks because people, you go out there and people want the job. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of them with John Mahama's photo and Jane and John and all that. Those were the ones that he was giving out, just for the record. So John Mahama will never share money to people. He doesn't even have money.
It's fake.
He doesn't even believe in money.
It's fake news. Is that what
let
you
me
are
tell
saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of their own went to Ghana, I've forgotten his name, went to Ghana to contest to represent a constituency there in their primaries. And he lost the primaries, and he said that on Hot Digital Radio, on a Sunday program, he said that he didn't have enough money, that people had more money than him. We saw that, I think he's a deputy national coordinator of Maslock, a lady who took so much money and was on the table. The video went viral, you saw it, sharing to people so that they can vote for him. It was a competition of money between the son of Ali Omama and another candidate in that part of the north. And also, we saw that people were giving out, people even gave out bicycles. Remember the candidate who gave bicycles and lost and had to go and collect his bicycles, and it became a news item. Yes. Mr. Asma shouldn't sit here and behave as if we don't know what happens in our country, or we are far removed.
That is why I'm saying reality. This is the time.
And so that is the
things.
government that Akufo-Addo is presiding over. When it comes to the issue of security, I want to say that President Akufo-Addo cannot intimidate Ghanaians so that he can continue to be in power.
Let's wrap up before we go.
Let me just finish.
I want to add this to your question.
Okay.
I want to add this so that we can wrap up and finish.
Yeah, very quickly.
We are, just for us to finish. What we're saying is that Jean Mensah have protection, of that. Do you think that we will have a free and fair election? In wrap up in 2 minutes.
We will not have a free and fair election because we are having arms imported to our country. We are having all kinds of violent tactics by the government happening in our country. Vigilantes running around as armed robbers and all kinds of things. I'm saying that Ghanaians will not be intimidated. The power of the people is more lethal than any lethal weapon. And so I'm saying that the people will rise up to the occasion. The people will stand up and make sure that they will vote. They cannot be intimidated by Akufo-Addo or any person in government. And that is why we call on the international community, the United Nations, the European Union, and all of them to make sure that Ghana does not descend into an abyss of chaos and lawlessness. That they should come and make sure they keep an eye on Ghana. Akufo-Addo is bound to mess up Ghana's democracy, and we should not watch it happen.
Okay, so we are talking, just as always say, it's about credibility. This is somebody who waited 8 years for the judge to decide. If it's someone who is violent,
who lost an election and shouldn't have even
had your turn. Please wait. Let me have my submission so that we wrap up. So the president is committed to peace. He has demonstrated in 2012. He waited 8 years and allowed God to descend, and it's obvious. If somebody feels that 2020 December the 7th, things are not going to go in their favor, of course, President Akufo-Addo has already paved the way. There has been precedent that let's go to court and allow the judges to decide. So it's not a matter of somebody sitting here to say it's going to be free, it's not going to be free. But I can assure every Ghanaian, everything
they want
free,
to rig the election, intimidate people, and then in the end say go to court. When they have packed the court.
So that at the end of the day, the Ghanaians have the power and Ghanaians can decide. So what we are saying here is that come December the 7th, there's going to be free.
Ghanaians are tired of pettiness. Ghanaians are tired of mismanagement. Ghanaians are tired of incompetence. And
Ghana only problem. What the reality is the
So that part didn't come in. So that your last talking.
Honestly, you are right. I mean, I agree with you. You are right. I mean, yes, I think we allow call lesson 2 and anyway, you're free to